He's got the crazy abdominals, veins going all through his arms. If this was not a man and it was a woman and we showed her this lean, what would we call that? If you continue to eat like this, you end up going to the hospital. Or worse. Coach Greg, in today's video, we got a guy posting on social media and it says full day of eating. Now, he claims to be into the gym, food, movies, and life, but the problem is if he continues to eat like this, he's not going to have a life because he isn't going to be alive. Let's go over his full day of eating. Full day of eating to look like a real-life anime character. It looks like he has a little bit of gynecomastia. Perhaps that's from puberty or just because he's so lean that you can see a little bit of the gland around the nipple. He's got veins everywhere. He's strided. The chest lines are going from side to side. And as you look at this, it's not appealing. It's not like, yeah, I want to look like that. I mean, even his jaw is shredded. Look from the side. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines on the side of his face. His cheekbones are clearly pronounced. And so he's got about no body fat. I mean, if there was a percent, whatever as low as that could be, that's where he's at. Does he have a lot of muscle? Of course not. But you can see every fiber and every striation, and that's what he wants to look like. And so is it social media? Is it anime? Why are we trying to look like anime characters? Those are cartoons. It's not for real life. We're going to watch his full day of eating in order to learn what he does in order to somehow want to look like this. Like, this is not the look that we should be striving for. Now, it's funny how YouTube and so on have these policies where I'm not allowed to teach you how to eat healthy, to do cardio, and to live a healthy life, as it promotes unhealthy eating practices. That's what they say. Does this video look like I'm trying to say something bad, that it should be demonetized, that you shouldn't be able to watch this, that they're not going to show it to as many people? You can show people doing mukbang videos like Nikocado Avocado did for years, where he gained 200 plus pounds. But when I try to explain how to eat healthy, how not to do these mistakes, that somehow is a bad thing. It makes no sense.
Real life anime character. Sorry, this might be a bit of a long...
And so, yeah, he's moving his arms up. We see the gyno. Not saying he's on performance-enhancing drugs. I certainly hope that he's natural. But when your full day of eating involves only one meal, and it starts at 5 o'clock, and it's under 1,000 calories, it's not good. And you have to wonder, how does he have enough energy to survive? How is he able to make it till 5 o'clock without eating? Does he just have very strong willpower? Or is he perhaps on Ozempic, terzipatide, and so on? I don't know. Now remember, if you genuinely have an eating problem where you're eating too much and you need to lower the food dyes, you can go to Algorex. You can get your blood work done and take various medications. And for this man, I hope he's getting his blood work done, because when you're this lean, likely his testosterone levels are in the toilet. I don't think G-Test Platinum would be enough. Perhaps enclomiphene could help him. Perhaps he needs HRT. But what he really needs is somebody to tell him that this is not healthy, that you need to eat more. And so that should be the solution. All these medications that I suggest, or that your doctor suggests, this should be the last resort. What you do after you try to solve the problem. He needs to eat more. I understand he wants to be shredded. This is no different than anyone doing a bodybuilding competition. But remember, bodybuilding competitions are perhaps one day for a couple weeks, whatever. It's bad enough, but if you continue to stay that lean, it is not healthy.
Video, let's go. Got 6 monsters. Use a macro pal to track them. Yeah, there's a full day of eating. Let me know what else you want to see.
6 monsters that day. That was his full day of eating. And so on that day, he consumed sugar in the form of monsters. He didn't actually eat. He drank monsters. He drank sugar. There's no protein. How does he have any muscle? That's just one example of his day. Now, he freeze frames it right here. You see all the chest is striated. And so let's say that that was for just one day. Out of the entire year, for one day, he did that diet. Even that's moronic. Even for one day, this makes no sense. The caffeine content alone, it's around 1,000 milligrams. And that's too much. And so he's essentially running on fumes. He's running on caffeine and sugar, with no protein, and so he has no building blocks to help him build muscle. Does this diet make sense?
Here's my full day of eating to look like an anime character. Waking up, hydrating, 2 liters of water and a Monster.
What's up with bro and Monsters? Now this time it's a 0-calorie Monster energy drink. I mean, if you're going to drink a Monster, please drink the sugar-free version, unless of course you're doing a tremendous amount of cardio. So for example, if you're in a bike race, let's call it 100 kilometers, and you drink a Monster during the race, I think that that's beneficial, perhaps even 2. The caffeine is going to give you more energy, and the sugar is going to give you some fuel. When you're riding a bike, doing hours and hours of cardio, you're burning a tremendous amount of carbohydrates, and you need to replenish that if you're wanting to put out your full power. But for the average person who's going to the gym and lifting weights, you don't need to consume any more sugar. You're not training that hard. You might think that you're training that hard, and even if you are, you're not burning all that many calories because you lift, you do a set, it takes perhaps 30 seconds or a minute, and then you're resting. In a bike race, you're using your whole body and you're moving repeatedly for hours. And so if you're just going to the gym, I don't really think you need a lot of sugar. I don't even think you need to add in any sugar. And so a Perrylite with BCAAs and essential amino acids as well as electrolytes, this is all that you need while doing your workout.
Waking up, hydrating, 2 liters of water and a Monster.
At least he's drinking some water to get hydrated, but why not consume your protein? Why are we fasting until 5 o'clock? Is he trying to increase his growth hormone? Because here's some facts. Your growth hormone can be as high as you want, but without protein for building blocks, you can't build muscle. What good is having very high growth hormone levels or even high testosterone levels if you have no building blocks to build muscle? Without the building blocks, you can't build muscle. And so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
how high your growth hormone levels are or how much testosterone, tren, whatever that you're taking, if you're not eating enough because you can't build something from nothing. Does that make sense?
First meal of the day around 5 p.m. Yogurt, fruit.
This is how lazy the editor is. He has fruit, steaks, and eggs, but he shows a photo of Greek yogurt. Now, what she should have done is had some of that fruit or that Greek yogurt or some of those eggs and steak and had it for breakfast. Spread his meals out. Instead, he has 3 steaks, eggs, and some fruit all at 5 o'clock. Maybe 1,000 calories? It's not enough. Even if he were a female, it's not enough calories to sustain muscle growth. And so this diet is moronic. It makes no sense. If this was not a man and it was a woman, and we showed her this lean, single-digit body fat, hardly eating anything, what will we call that? It starts with A. If you continue to eat like this, you end up going to the hospital, or worse. Let me read this comment. Chris Elgins, he writes, "Hey man, you don't know me, but I have a friend that died from restricting like this. He was an influencer as well. Please take care of yourself. S Murray _32, rest in peace. He was a great coach, a great guy, and just became obsessed with staying too lean. It's very sad. I'm praying for you." That's all you need to know. If you starve yourself like this with the goal of being shredded, 5% or less, the chances are it's not going to end well. This is not healthy. It's an ED, and you need to go and seek professional help. This is not okay. If you're thinking, oh, I'm skinny shaming this guy, or I should mind my own business, or I shouldn't speak out on this, do you know how many people out there are suffering from mental disorders where they think that they're fat when they're not, or they're simply dissatisfied with their bodies? They have body dysmorphia. It's a real thing. And once you get into bodybuilding, start posting and you start comparing your physique to others. And in today's day and age, with AI and so on, photoshopping, we've all seen Goop's channel. Imagine how hard it is to have a physique that stands out. People will go to even greater lengths to get a physique that they think others want to be seeing. Concentration camp build. This ain't healthy, bro. Build muscle first. Brother, I'm encouraging you hard to up your food drastically. This is an ED. I don't want to diagnose anyone, but this seems like it starts with an A and ends with an A. Rest in peace, hormones. In the video before this, he has striations all over his chest, vascularity, veins. He's got the crazy abdominals, veins going all through his arms, and you can see the gynecomastia, which we may or may not be getting from testosterone use and so on, but you can clearly see that he's obsessed, that he thinks that this is a quality look that he should be striving for, and to get this look, he's been starving himself. Just a shape shift. And so prior to this, he was healthy. He looked healthy. He had a normal amount of muscle, but he decided, nah, I need to get skinnier. I have too much fat. The only difference that's not making it jump out to you exactly what this man has is because he's a male and not a female. If a female did this and said, I'm too fat, and they got down to 80 pounds, and they said, I'm too fat, and they got down to 70 pounds, you would be saying exactly what I know you're thinking. You would know it's wrong. But because it's a man, you might not be thinking that. And so hopefully understand that this happens to both men and women. It's just way more common in females. He's promoting this. I hope everyone who sees this is thinking, this is not the way. This is not healthy. This is not what we should be striving for. And we should be careful when we see this. Don't want young and impressionable people reading this, perhaps looking up to this guy thinking, yeah, I also want to shape shift. This is code for starve yourself and become that word that starts with A. Ghost freak physique, wait for it. He's promoting trying to look like a ghost. Like, is this what we're trying to strive for on social media? This is where we're at. You try to promote some app by saying that all you have is 6 monsters a day. And on the day that you do eat, it's just 3 pieces of steak, couple eggs, some fruit. That's it. You eat once. Every video seems worse than the last. I'm not going to tell you to go follow this guy. I'm going to tell you to avoid thinking like this, as this is not healthy. I don't want people to think that this is a good look. Ending it here. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it, watch bloops, and until next time, I am out.